On this episode, brought to you by MaxEffortMuscle.com and Samuel Adams, Boston Beer. Man, 1 mile lunge world record, 4 a.m. crew homie, Jakob Holland. What do you think, Danny?
Absolute dog. Going from, failing it the first time and then hearing the story of redemption is fucking epic.
So epic. Trayvon.
Yeah, you're about to hear some 4 a.m. crew history here.
Yeah, fuck with that. Cole.
Got the documented history and stuck a fucking dagger that he is the real lunge guy. No debate.
Yeah, I'm excited, proud of this guy, like the mentality that you can get from this episode to understand like what you can achieve, what's possible, leading for your family. It's some good ass shit. Let's roll the tape. Roundtable Podcast. I'm your boy Corey G, Small Arms Danny, at Trey Speed, and the graphic gangster himself, Cole Susak. Today, we have Leonard Jakob Holland, who just
middle name Leonard. I fuck with that.
Listen. He just went and took the fucking Guinness Book of World Record lunge mile. Now, you might have heard 2 people in the last 10 shows that have done this. But this hasn't happened in a fucking really long time. And Jake just went and set a fucking serious ass number at 23:14.
Yes.
And I was one of the witnesses.
Yes, sir.
And it was one of the most impressive things that I've seen in person. I've seen a lot of crazy shit in my life. Lived a few lives. And it was awesome, Jake.
I appreciate
that. The unbelievable pace. Here's what's so crazy about it. We all lunge, every fucking one of us. Most of the people listen to this. There's certain things you just know you can't do.
Yeah.
Yep.
This seems to be one of them for me. That I just know you're not going to hear any chirping from me. Ain't happening. Cole?
Yeah, I mean, it was just fucking remarkable to watch because, I mean, I lunged with, Jake for a long-ass time. And, the days where I keep up, push the pace a little bit, he would stay right there with me. But then the days where Jake's like, I'm fucking going, you're not fucking catching him. You're not fucking catching him. And watching him hit the world record, it was like legit like watching a pro athlete.
Correct.
It was like watching like Kobe fucking just go at it. Like it was fucking nutty.
He's like, yeah, keep it
was
going.
nutty.
He's like, keep it going, Cole. Hey, Kyle, can you clip that?
But it was for real. And then like you compare that to the first time you attempted it, it's completely
So much different.
Yeah, it's just completely different.
We were lunging this morning. I told him I think we need to compare videos, like put the videos side by side from the first attempt to the second. The first one's going to go 4.5 minutes longer than the second one, obviously, but yeah, it'd be wild. Just the way I look, feel. I mean, I had a Fu Manchu mustache the first time too, so.
Yeah. Well, and your body fat was probably literally 10% different, bro. That's what it felt like. I mean, you look like a guy that could go and do what you just did. Yeah. And that was the main difference. I mean, that's the first thing I told him. I just think you're too heavy.
Yeah, he's fucking diced now.
Way too
fucking super
Shred
diced,
Town,
bro.
baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've been talking
Shred
about it
Town.
since January.
Yeah.
Meat picks, baby.
Hashtag meat pics.
Whoa.
So
This
having
is food, to be clear.
so being lighter.
Hope so.
Yeah. Shout out meat pics.
Shout out meat picks. Everyone should have a meat pick screw match, just saying. All right, but for real. So as well with being lighter, what else was some of the shit that you had dialed in that you added in from the first attempt to now this attempt? What was it?
I stayed squatting every day. I continued to squat, do the Get Stacked program, deadlifted on Mondays, front squatted on Mondays. The first couple of weeks I was continuing to front squat on Tuesday, and then we tested it out. I said, I think I'm going to cut front squats on Tuesdays. It's my max effort lunge day. So staying with the front squats and feeling that band tension to continue to train my CNS to feel it and stay strong. So
because the first attempt, like, what, you just like cut it out as soon
yeah,
as
he's like, I think you need to still squat once or twice a week. And then that was when I was like, yeah, I'm not really feeling so good, so I'm not going to continue to do this. And I stopped all in general. Maybe once a week, maybe. But continuing through that band tension, whether it's just 1, 2, 3 blocks we hit. I mean, I hit 4 blocks the one day right after a max effort work. And somebody told me it looked like I was about to cry in the hole. And it felt like I was going to. But
Danny cries in the hole a lot.
He does.
You know what I think?
Say about that.
Yeah. You probably have no comment. A lot of things that were good, also were amazing, was the extra conditioning you did outside of you, or basically just getting great at lunges, right? So like the rucking, shout out to Danny, the biking. I know you even talked to Dustin about that a little bit. Like, what I thought was awesome was you took it all way more serious, and you didn't just risk it on that day you would show up. And I think that that's what I loved about the first fucking thing on that video, besides I didn't know your middle name or first name was Leonard.
Yeah.
The second part was, this is just another fucking Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And that's because you knew you just had to be what you've already prepared to do. Mm-hmm. That to me is why I think the confidence that was displayed in what I saw, I just knew that's what was going to happen. I mean, you even beat the time. You beat a
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a done deal because of that.
Like
I love
shit
that.
on the time.
Yeah. And I just love that. It's just like, this is what I'm here to do. This is what I've been doing. Yep. Now you're just about to fucking watch it.
Yep.
I was like,
that was the plan from the beginning.
Yeah.
There are 4 weeks when I started doing max effort Tuesday lunges. I did it 4 weeks in a row. Then I had my vacation. And then that Tuesday during my vacation, I didn't do a max effort mile. I knew I didn't have access to a track. So I went to the beach. I rucked before. I compensated for other things. So, and then after that, I got back to the gym and did a mile with, I think, 10 pounds, knowing I wasn't going to beat the time.
Yeah.
Because before vacation, I think I was 10 or 20 seconds away. I have to go back and look. But as soon as I got back from vacation, I'd hit that 10-pound ruck with a mile. And then the following week is when I beat it.
Talk about some of the things that when people hear, okay, this guy lunged a mile in 23:14, but talk about the actual standards that Guinness Book of World Records requires.
Yeah, they give you a guideline on the website when you submit your application. Knee got to touch your front leg 90 degrees, and when you come up, before you can swing your next leg through, the leg that you push off has to be straight.
Has to extend.
Yeah, so just to make sure, I made sure both legs were straight before I went through. So when you hit that knee on the ground, boom, I'm popping up, straightening it, and then swinging right through. Mm-hmm. So that was the main thing I needed to focus on. And then when I'm crossing through the finish line, that stopwatch stops when my chest hits, not when my toe hits, because your chest sometimes is back here if you're not leaning forward. So those were the most crucial ones for myself.
I loved when you were barking out stuff at Treadway about, you knew the song, the tape, like, just obviously when you try to do something like this, you got to be about your fucking business. And I just loved seeing that switch to where, you know, you guys are here, but this, like, I've got this. I know exactly the meters. Your preparation was just way different, Jake, which is why your outcome was way different, obviously.
Yeah, I knew exactly where I needed to be with what song I was listening to at the time, but the day of, nothing went as planned. So it was just all open. My superstitious mindset that I have and my routine was all thrown out the minute I woke up.
Really?
But, oh, yeah. I mean, I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm and bitching at my wife. I told her I was going to say this story. I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm with the fan on super high, blowing hot air at me. I woke up sweating, and that's not good. And the weekend before, I was cramping up in the middle of the night, waking up like, oh, shit, I got a whole cramp in my leg. I literally ran out to my truck in the middle of the night and grabbed one of those salt pills Dustin gave me. Gotcha. It was 11:30. I had to. I was getting more and more depleted because I'm losing weight at the same time.
Well, and you're getting super lean, so you're going to be drier, too.
Yep. So right off the get-go, it was off. And then I get going, come to the gym, and I'm taking my 3-4 shits before, and I usually go to...
I saw you kept going to the bathroom.
My nerves were kicking in, and I knew I was going to need to shit, but I knew on Tuesdays I shit twice at the gym, and then I go to Denison.
Hey,
I
that's
take my
real.
shit at Denison.
So good.
I go right to the track, and I'm ready to go.
Your immune system's going to be way up by shitting twice at the gym.
Yeah.
God, yeah, it makes me want to retch.
So
Go, keep going. Sorry.
no, you're good.
And then also, like, something happened with your music, your phone, or something, right? Because I
Yeah.
heard you say it, but I didn't.
Yep. So Don needed to count me down 3, 2, 1, go. That starts the clock. Well, when my chest crosses the line is when it starts. But typically, I would just go and start my watch. And this time when Don went, if you watch the video, you can see I kind of hesitated and jumped real quick just because I wasn't anticipating. I was thinking, like, man, this is really happening. It's going He said,
I'm in it,
3. I was
motherfucker.
like, fuck, I got to go as soon as he says 1, go.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was like, oh, shit, here we go. I didn't start my watch. 30 meters in, you can hear it on the thing. I said, I didn't start my watch. I was like, well, fuck, don't fucking matter now.
No, you
I got to
can't.
keep going.
Yeah.
So I'll lead into what exactly I just told you, Cole. A minute 30 into my attempt, 100 meters. And in the song, every chance I get, DJ Khaled says, keep going. And I just kept going.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and that's like the only thing that...
So were you only listening to that song?
No,
or-
so that song's like 4.5 minutes, and I knew I needed to be at like 300 meters. And then the next song was by Stitches, Brick in Your Face.
Yeah.
Nice.
I fuck with that song
Epic.
so hard.
Epic.
There's some good ass lines in there.
I fucking love how you knew where you had to be by the fucking songs.
love
Like
that
you had
too.
it that dialed in that
Yeah.
you knew if I'm not here by the time this song fucking says this, I'm like low key fucked.
Yeah, but it's funny because during this attempt, I was thinking about other situations of different times I was lunging, whether it was with you, whether it was with you, anybody who I was lunging with. I was thinking of all these times, like it was day 1,336 in a row of at least 800 meters. So I've lunged with so many people. I'm thinking of different scenarios like, I have to get this. Like, you can't stop. And I'm still listening to the music, and I'm just going in different.
But your brain was other places.
It was other places.
That's interesting.
I wasn't anticipating it whatsoever. I mean, I thought about my wife. I wore my wedding ring lunging. I never wear my wedding ring when I'm lunging, and I put it on, and I touched it right before I started, and I was like, thought of Brittany, and I just kept going, just thinking of different scenarios while I was going.
That's awesome.
And then I stopped in that break. I took that 12-second break. And the weekend before, I was listening to David Goggins talking about his record, and then I saw Cameron Haynes' son broke the pull-up record a year ago. And then Goggins was talking about how he listened to Going the Distance the whole time during his attempt. So I was like,
It was like one.
I'm going to go listen to it. And I watched the scene of Rocky in round 14 against Apollo where he got knocked down. I was like, fuck. In boxing, you can get knocked down. You can get punched. You got 10 seconds to get up.
It's true.
So I was 20 meters away from finishing lap 3. And I was like, all right, my legs are getting, the lactic test is getting bad. I know I'm way ahead of schedule.
Yep.
Because I saw the split.
Strategy was so
800 was
good.
11 minutes and 9 seconds.
It's fucking
I literally
crazy.
stuck my tongue
That's
out.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Think about that for a
I
minute.
looked at Deegan, saw 11:09. I was like, I was ready. I knew it was a wrap.
So good.
Yeah. So I just kept going, and it was.
Well, yeah, once you had that break, I figured first off, I've never done anything. 11 minutes and 800
That's
is
hilarious. That you
fucking
broke-
ridiculous.
That you took a break and you still fucking murdered it.
Yeah.
Smoked it.
Absolutely smoked it. That's why I was wondering. Obviously, you had already planned for this, but sometimes you get the opposite when you do that.
Yeah.
Shit gets fucking.
Yep.
You know
that's
what I mean?
happened to me too.
So yeah, and I figured, and I was like, so as I'm standing there witnessing it, I'm like, all right, I hope when he takes this first fucking step after that break, you don't have that opposite feel. Obviously, you didn't, but that's what I was a little concerned about.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, he's obviously had done this before, so it should be good.
Yep. the 20 meters before, I personally knew I was going to take the break, and I
Yeah.
was very close to saying I'm going to take a quick break, but I knew that if I started talking, my energy levels were going to go down,
Yeah.
and my heart rate was going to skyrocket. So I
Yeah.
said, Jake, just do it.
Yeah.
Be confident in the break.
Yep.
You know you can do it. You trained like that the past 9 weeks every Tuesday doing a mile.
Where did you take it again?
After 3 laps.
After 3 laps.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you watch, my right foot crosses the entire finish line, and I finish the rep. I take a step back. I regroup, pull up my tongues of my shoes or whatever. Both feet are behind the starting line. So I didn't even think about it when I did take the break. Like, if I do take a break, it says in the rules you are able to take a break. The stopwatch cannot stop.
Yeah.
You have to start again where you stopped. I didn't think about that when I took my break because I moved a little bit.
Yeah.
But going back to rewatch it, I was a foot behind from where I stopped, so
That worked
it
out.
was all good.
Fucking crazy.
No questions.
Trayvon.
One that was this whole attempt was just fucking epic.
Epic,
because
yeah.
like basically it was just a moment in like 4 a.m. career history. I feel
I
like.
agree. 100%.
So yeah, just props to Jake. on
Solidified that
Thank you,
forever.
Trey.
that. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
something that would be solidified in like the crew history forever.
Yep.
So it's just fucking epic to watch because Jake. I mean, I've captured Jake when he did like the first attempt, and that was just fucking super cool to see like how into it he got then. But then just to see like the notch and the level that he took it, then this time that was just like wild to watch.
Yeah.
To a world record
Yes.
fucking level.
786 days later than my first attempt.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy too, to stay consistent for that long.
And I did 800 meters every day.
Yeah.
I have not missed a fucking day.
Also, just
walking or stationary.
Either or.
also the
Say
transition.
it doesn't matter. Say it.
It doesn't.
It doesn't fucking matter. Also, the transition of just like going from a person on the internet for the app, signing up for the I Want Abs 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
19.
Yeah, 2019
19.
to being able to have a world record in the lunge and the Guinness book, and then, you know, moving here and doing all that shit. Like, it just, the lifestyle change, the mentality change, obviously your body transformation, your mind transformation. It's just like, for you personally, Jake Holland, the last like 4 years, you're a different dude, bro.
Oh yeah. And a lot of kudos to you. It wouldn't happen if I didn't sign up for your website.
Thanks, man.
You know what I mean? Like, it means so much to me. And I said it before. I said it to you that next morning. Your approval means more to me than Guinness World Records.
Appreciate
Guinness
that.
is second place.
Yeah.
Because you're the creator of lunges, and we all know that. I know I'm the fucking lunge guy.
You are the lunge guy.
We've said it. You're the godfather
I'm
of
the
lunges.
godfather.
I'll give you that. My first goal was to beat your 303-day streak, and I did that.
You smashed
obviously.
that.
Yeah. But
A little.
but yes, I obviously all to you, Corey. Like,
Yeah, that's
sitting here with you right now, like, it's cool.
It's pretty awesome, because obviously when I understood that application could be real beneficial, I didn't even know that thing that you just did even existed.
Right.
You know, and I didn't even think, I remember the first time I even attempted a mile. It took me like an hour.
Me too.
And I was fucking wrecked.
You wrecked.
And I was thinking, like, there ain't, like, to think that someone, obviously I'm glad it's Jake, does it in 23 minutes.
Something
With a break. Don't forget my break.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck, man. It's unbelievable. Go ahead, Danny. Your turn.
So I'm going to kind of take it back to after the first attempt. So, like, can you kind of explain how you were feeling then, how long it kind of took to get through that to where you were to a point you're like, okay, I'm going to do it again? Or did you have that feeling immediately that you were going to do it again?
I wanted to do it again right after. I think I talked about, I want to see if I can do it in a couple months. And then I just dove into powerlifting and started lifting heavier and heavier and starting doing meets, and it just kind of got on the back burner. I hung up my stopwatch. It's still hanging in my truck, the 2740. So I'm always looking at it every single time I get in my vehicle.
So from that day,
I put it, like, literally I got in after I failed 2740. I'm staring at it every single day.
I think that people don't do this type of stuff enough. I've always done those things in my life, put things around me like that, good or bad, like to remind me of things I need to be reminded. That's part of why my tattoos are what they are too. Like, I've always done things like, because I think it's out of sight, out of mind, bro. You have to have
100%.
things, whether it's things you wear, things you're around, things you got up on your walls. You got to be strategic with that, and I just don't know if people are conscious of that. But that's a great takeaway. I love that.
Those little chirps go a long way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course they do.
And then, like, part two of that, like, once you, like, made the conscious decision that, like, I'm doing it on this day or whatever, can you, like, talk about, like, the game plan, like, how it even started for you? Or where did you start? Was it, like,
Figuring out the day?
like, well, no, just like, oh, I'm going to do max effort lunges on Tuesday. I'm going to throw in some rucking. I'm going to do some different cardio. I'm going to, like, dial in anabolic fasting more and more and more. Like, what was your kind of approach there?
Oh, that's a good question, Danny, because I literally had to reevaluate everything for training. You told me I got to be okay with losing some strength.
Yeah.
And that was hard for me because I like squatting every day. I like pushing the weight every day.
But you got to give something to
I
get
did.
something.
I did. And I knew that. So I said, okay, Jake, just you be fine with it. Cut it. That was huge.
Yeah.
But then adding the rucking, I would say, made a huge difference. So kudos to you, because I wouldn't know anything about rucking if it wasn't for you. So
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, we were cheerleaders for your ass when you was on the fucking Go Ruck thing, which was
is
awesome.
insane.
Yeah.
That standard documentary, motherfucker.
That helped
go
you a lot
watch that.
too, right?
Yeah, I watched
Yeah.
it
I
like
remember-
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking epic.
It's awesome. And
It's on Hulu, everyone.
And I mean, I can hardly comprehend that.
Yeah.
That stuff is just wild.
Yeah.
But doing the rucking, I had 45-pound ruck in my North Face backpack. And then when I was lunging 4 days a week with at least 10 to 25 pounds. And it was varying depending on how I felt that day. I got a nice list of how I felt each day. I wrote it all down, documented it in a paper form, and I showed Cole this morning. He told me to bring it. I got it in my pocket. But
Hell yeah.
yeah. So rucking was huge. And then I was talking to Dustin, and he said to do the 45-minute bike workout.
Yep.
And I did that. And I would flip-flop. 1 week I would do 3 days rucking, and then I would go lunge, or vice versa. I rucked one day. The next day I'm going to go bike for 45 minutes and then go lunge. But lunging, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday was weighted lunges no matter what. Don't care how
Your
you
work
feel.
capacity was just
So
basically
your
double.
capacity
Yep.
just fucking.
So I will say after my first attempt, I remember vividly because we went to IKEA and I was a complete shit show. I was walking around. I could hardly move. I was hurting bad.
Yeah.
This attempt, I went home, showered, and went out to eat with my wife.
It's normal Tuesday. It's another fucking Tuesday.
Don't get me wrong. I was still fucked up. I was sore, but not as sore. And that following that Wednesday morning, I squatted through bands. 3 blacks, I think.
Bro, your threshold was probably so much higher.
Oh,
yeah. And there's been multiple people that told me, Jake, you made it like look easy. Don't get me wrong, it was not fucking easy.
Oh yeah,
it was not.
But that's when you're fully prepared. That's how it's supposed to look.
1 million prepared.
Yeah,
I was ready to go.
Yeah, you knew that there was a lot left in the tank from the first time.
Oh yeah.
So I think when you try something really difficult and it doesn't work, there's a little bit of you're like feeling bad about yourself for a couple days, right? Obviously, but when did it switch to where you're like, all right, I'm because I think it's almost like dieting. When I would get ready for shows, I'd do a show because I'd be super fucking into it, and then I'd be like not really feeling it, and then when I'm into it, like I'm just not gonna cheat. I'm fucking like, when did it flip back? Was it when you saw Ben do a certain number?
I will
like,
say,
when did it flip back?
I would say when Ben actually broke it on June 1st.
Yeah,
like it definitely went back into my head. I was like, damn. I'm so happy for him. He broke it, which is awesome. I mean, to be quite honest, he would say it too. He wouldn't have tried it if he didn't find out I tried it.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
no, the competition is necessary.
100%.
For sure.
I went to Guinness's website, screenshotted Ben's name, and put it as my background on my phone. Until the day.
I fucking love that.
There was multiple times I looked at it. I was like, I already know I'm going to get it because I already beat it once. I don't need this on my background anymore. But I was like, no, fuck that. I'm going to leave it on until my attempt. Yeah. Because it's not giving me. I got to fucking earn it yet. So I left it on there. The minute I got it, I got home. I changed it to the one where I'm showing my abs and my wife's looking at my abs.
Yeah.
That was an amazing picture, by the way.
Yeah, great picture.
Kudos to you. You took it. So
great picture.
Everything was awesome.
I will say, like, doing the photos, Trey doing the video, I legitimately felt like I was documenting history, and I honestly might say that might be. I said it out loud. This might be the only fucking time where I witness a Guinness World Record in person.
Legit.
You know?
No, that's
and
true.
someone I know. You know.
Yeah, of course. No, that's probably a one and only for all of us.
Yeah, it was fucking sick.
That's why I think it was so epic. That's why it was cool that Coach did what he did to get the lights on.
So awesome.
Having Deegan, having Dawn, like, you know what I mean, having our crew that had been around you lunging this. It was fucking sweet, man. Real sweet. It's like something you should, you know, when you have kids one day, you should be super proud of. We'll be telling our kids about. Like, it's pretty epic, dude.
Yeah, I definitely going to print off that or order the certificate and then blow up like this size of some of the pictures you took and
for sure
and hang them up in my office.
So big, bro. Yeah. I think that. So what I liked about, and because I love competition, I love when Ben came here.
Yeah.
Because there were some things, good, bad, or indifferent, he said to you that I think helped drive you even more.
Yeah.
Part of it was some of the breaks. So he was like, it was funny because I felt like he was giving you advice you needed to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It wasn't in a negative way.
Yeah. So I will say during my attempt, it could have been from 900 meters to 1,000 or 1,100 meters to, 900 to 1,000 or my final lap, which is 1,300 to 1,400. That corner turn, I remember when I was lunging with him when he came to train with us, I told him I'm going to do a 200-meter interval, take a quick break, and then finish my 800.
Yeah.
And I got to that 600-meter mark with him, and he was yelling at me, don't fucking stop. How can I stop when I got the current world record?
Yeah, there you go. That's just what it is.
Telling me not to stop.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, I can't stop. So during the attempt, I literally thought of Ben yelling at me in that corner, don't fucking stop.
Yeah.
And
See all these things that he's talking about that played a part in it being successful.
Yeah,
I think that those strategies, and that's like playing games with yourself, remembering things. It's interesting that your mind wandered as much as it did.
It wandered a lot.
Which also maybe why you didn't feel your legs as much. I mean, you still felt them, but you know what I mean? It took it somewhere else. I think that's an interesting part I didn't grab from you that you talked about earlier. That's cool.
I'll say one more story. We were lunging one time. It was when you were coming to Denison on the turf. And I don't know, you said something to me when I was passing by, and I was like, yeah. You said, oh, you're looking pretty yoked up, Jake. I was like, oh, thanks, Corey. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to catch up to Tyler Galbraith. You got a long fucking ways to go, Jake.
Did I say that?
You did. I ain't forget.
Not surprised.
I forget. That's what I love about you. He doesn't fucking forget shit.
No.
As people tell me I say shit all the time, and then I forget I even said it, but then they say it. It made them do. If it made you work harder, then fucking good.
It 100% did.
Huh? Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, I still have a long ways to go because he's absolutely fucking yoked up and strong.
You're a lot fucking closer than you were before.
Yeah, I will say that. Yes.
Well, what I say to you this morning though. I just came over out of nowhere and said, "You look fucking yoked, bro."
It feels awesome.
There you go.
You said it's like a new toy.
Yeah.
I'm hanging more than I'm doing anything else right now.
Couple new toys being played with. No, but that's good though. If you know what, that's the kind of stuff like. That's why I usually try to say most of what I'm thinking, because sometimes it might be taken the wrong way or a good way. But if you put it to work, and
That's what I do with everything.
Yeah, and that's how I am too. That's why I probably operate like that.
Yeah.
Plant the seed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of seeds planted.
Well, here's the one thing I think that I have an ability to see is that I can see it in every one of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And because I've lived a certain amount of, interesting things that I didn't think was really possible for myself and some other people I've been around. And I've been around like actual people that were great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you fuck around with like, I reference it all the time, but I was around Arnold and Tiger within 2 months span.
Wild.
And so when you get guys that are literally legendary, iconic operators, and you start to see like the similarities, and then you see people you care about that push, and you're like, I don't know what, I've always had this ability to see other things in people, which is why I try to say things when it is like that, because I just believe. Mm-hmm. I believe, it's just whether or not they believe.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when I was like, bro, you got to be 20 pounds lighter. Mm-hmm. I knew if you were 20 pounds lighter, all this other shit you did, you were going to do it.
Yep.
Like 100%. Because I think you ran out of gas.
I did. I was 232 my first attempt.
Yeah.
A fluffy 232.
And you're 219 today. I know you're 223 when you did it, but
yes.
like the reason why you look like a guy who just got the world record is because you had to achieve that to have that ability.
Yep.
And so it's like some people are like, fuck Corey, I'm not losing 20 pounds.
Yeah.
So let's talk about like the carryover from lunges, because like I feel like so much stems from just lunging and like losing weight. When you get faster, you get more confident, like all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like why don't you, like somebody who comes into Core G Fitness or something like that, like
Danny's getting content for the website.
Well, no, I'm just like, well, it's like
I'll say I did 101.5 for the past 12 weeks.
Well,
yeah,
like
perfect.
People will just go to the website and then you tell them to lunge 400 meters. They're like, yeah, fuck that. Like
that was me when I signed up.
Yeah, like or they do it the first time and then they never do it again.
Yeah,
because it hurts so bad. Yeah. So I guess like how, I don't know. What's your advice for someone new? Like what did have they? I mean, I think it's pretty clear what they've done for you, but like how is that carried over to other areas of your life?
It's carried over in everything. The feeling you get when you're done lunging, it's hard to even explain, and I'm sure you guys can agree to that. You literally just have to go try it. Yeah. Don't be scared.
It's like a runner's high. Yeah. It's probably the closest thing to that.
Even if you're out of shape, just take your time and listen to a song, listen to a podcast if you want. Just whatever is going to get you going. It's going to take 15 minutes.
Yep.
Get off your fucking phone.
Yep.
Get off Netflix, whatever the fuck you're doing, and just go lunge. I don't have time. Wake up 30 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
It's not.
I think.
I get work.
I think
he's the lunge guy.
He literally can't relate. He's the fucking lunge guy.
Yeah.
I think being more powerful and strong, right? Because we're all in strength, right? Mm-hmm. All of us have done it our whole lives, so it's like really common for us. But I think I'm starting to understand more of like, because I was hurt for so long and now I feel more normal now than I have in a long time. I just feel way different, bro. And I was still at my hurt way stronger than the average person, but I feel more like myself more than I ever have probably in the last few months. And that ability to feel like it's some primal thing, like that you can build, you can fucking row, you can like you. There's some primal thing about being a stronger human, and I think lunges are one of the things that will contribute to that, and then give you the euphoric feeling at the end, which is, I mean, I'm like half dyslexic, learning. I got all kinds of illiterate, and whenever I fucking lunge and listen to material, it just sinks in my brain way better. Like, I mean, I've had to find some strategies to get out here. Yeah. And it's like, but I think that the lunging with you saying, I'm going to lunge to make my body better. I'm hopefully going to listen to something that's going to make my mind better. It's going to help you not be as depressed. It's going to make you feel more confident and stronger. It sounds like, how could that do all those things? The streaks that you create create consistency and accountability to yourself. There's a lot of things in such a basic item, but they're all there if you actually try it. Yep. You just took it to the extreme best level case scenario, but it did a similar thing for me, which is why I stayed with it all these years, right? Like I'm not near as I think a sharp person if I don't go through 100 audiobooks while I'm lunging. Yeah. All of these podcasts. Where do you think all the daily fires came from? It's because I used to do it and still do a lot of times when I'm done lunging, because that's when I think the clearest. And so, yeah, it's like it's so hard to explain that to people that have only done it for 3 sets of 12.
Well, that right there, that's just an objective truth. Like, you listen to 100 audiobooks, you're going to get fucking something out of it. Yeah. You're going to get smarter in some way. So
I think the accountability and the consistency is people don't really streak things together anymore. No. A lot of people are just not real accountable to anything. Yep. I think that's just something that's real necessary for everybody, right? Yep. So that right there, that consistency you've displayed for all this period of time is pretty wild.
And you always say the body adapts. You just got to get through those first 3 weeks.
Yeah, they suck.
They suck. They're so bad.
I do this for a living, and I'm embarrassed how sore I am every time I have to restart a streak. When I'm literally peeling myself out of the Land Cruiser. Like day 7, like, did anybody see me? Like, I can't fucking, like, I'm afraid to step on the fucking curb and lose my leg. Like, it's just what it is.
Yeah.
You just got to get through it.
If you're so scared, just do 5 minutes stationary. You know.
Yeah, I think anything, like, there's a lot of guys that would start out 1 minute and then 3 days later add to 2 minutes or 5. Like, stage it.
Yeah, you have to.
You fucking have to scale it.
I did.
Yeah.
I think it's just an ultimate dog maker.
Yeah.
I think there's something.
Shut the podcast down right there.
Something fucking about one. You're doing something that most motherfuckers like Joe Schmo at the goddamn fucking carry out. He ain't fucking willing to go do that.
No.
And once you do that, you did that in the morning before fucking he's awake doing whatever. You can walk in anywhere and go, I'm gonna outdog that motherfucker.
The ultimate dog.
It's
maker.
the ultimate dog.
Flip that fucking Kyle.
Then you're walking around. And now your jeans are feeling a little bit tighter around your legs.
That.
You're like feeling good. Jawline's looking good.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Can't fuck with that.
Jeans and jawline.
It's unfuckwithable.
It is. It makes your day so much easier.
Teardrop feels fucking strong.
Bigger wang. Yeah.
Bigger wang.
All of the above.
Yeah.
And then you're getting smart. You're getting rich listening to
it.
Yeah.
Fucking, just walking around dick out all day.
Literally. Literally what it is.
Or as G says, butthole.
Yeah. Jeez.
The Roundtable podcast.
And people have a bunch of excuses all the time, but you just need to fucking do it and get through the first 2 or 3 weeks. That's the problem. I was watching something from Will Compton today, and the guys were saying excuses, and he gave the old, and if my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle. So just think about that when you don't want to fucking lunge.
Yeah.
There you go.
One more random question for me. What is one of the shittiest lunge workouts you've done?
Ooh,
or one of the shittiest variations? I know there's got to be multiple.
The one that first pops into my head is when we were training for the first attempt, and I tried a mile with 10 pounds, and I tried drinking something warm, and right before, and I was about to throw up the entire time. It was horrible. I don't know if you remember that.
What do you mean drinking some
coffee? It was the amino coffee. I chugged it right before.
Yeah, he took amino coffee right before he lunged a mile.
On top of the pre-workout prior to training, and then on the drive to the track over at Watkins, I'm drinking amino coffee, and I chugged it. And then I started it. The mile.
You have like salted caramel in your mouth.
Lap 3, I'm like driving.
Sorry, I'm just throwing lob passes out here.
That's all right.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You're still hanging.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
But that one in particular, just due to other substances.
Due to one Nevada.
That one was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always feel the most, I guess, vindicated on the days where I know it's so fucking difficult that most people would quit. Like the day that's why I kept little notes this time, Tyler Olds style on my phone.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tyler Olds. That's why I told him, I was like, when we're real old one day, I'm going to come back for all these logs to him, right?
Not
so
small.
I can document. Yeah, he's not small for sure. So I was like, when I went back to my first year, or the last year I did, and I was like day 18, I said like, I couldn't put my shoes on, so I lunged in sandals. And I remember because I was, and you guys remember, I was still banged up, so I was fighting to get the streak going. And I remember waking up that day, And I had hurt myself front squatting. I don't know. I was doing like a front squat pause with like 300 too. And I was like just getting right back on the edge again of being able to train with you guys. Yep. And I hurt myself and I fucking woke up and I was feeling bad for myself. And I remember, this is no shit, for 15 minutes I tried to get my socks on. I was so tight. Boy. I couldn't get them on. I literally could, like, because I could barely walk. Yeah. So I'm laying on my floor sideways, like fetal position, trying to get to my socks. I swear to you guys, like I'm trying not to be dramatic, but it was that bad. Yeah. It was that bad that I was like half crying almost because it hurt so bad. I could not fucking get my socks on and thinking, well, how the fuck am I going to lunge if I can't put my shoes on? And then I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to fucking lunge in sandals. So then I go up there and there's other people there that I know. It's Brian and someone else, the guys who used to come to the gym a long time ago. And they asked me, do you normally lunge in your sandals? I'm like, actually, I couldn't put my fucking shoes on today. And they looked at me like, fuck. I'm like, yeah, but I'm fucking here. And then I knew if I could get through those next 2 or 3 days, I thought I would recover faster because it would loosen me up and get some blood flow. And that's exactly what happened. And I haven't looked back since. But it would have been so easy to quit on that day. I would argue maybe I should have. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I was fighting to get back so bad. But I just remember how good I felt the next week because I really didn't even feel like I was hurt anymore. It like kind of went right back in, and then I was just kept it moving. So I think on days like that, it feels, you know, there's like a mini fight. And I just wonder if like a lot of people just aren't uncomfortable really at all. No. So it's like, you know, I'm battling something like that, but everybody's going to have days where they drank a little too much the night before, they traveled, they maybe had to fit in 11 or 12 o'clock at night. I lunged in fucking hallways of cruise ships in Vegas on the fucking, like when you're committed, it changes something about you. And I just think a lot of people just aren't really committed to anything. Yeah. To be honest.
What I attached to right from the beginning, I mean, the no matter what mentality.
Yeah.
You got to fucking
just you had it on your arm. I thought it was fake.
I know.
Not the mentality.
No, it was just a random Tuesday. I was talking about it a while, and I was like,
fuck it. Yeah,
I'm going to go schedule it. And he said,
how about now?
How about now? I was shitting my pants.
That's amazing.
I said, hang on. I don't care. I said, hang on. I got to call my wife.
Yeah.
I stepped out of the tattoo shop. She was calling me. I said, oh, good. You called me. I was just about to call you. I'm at the tattoo shop right now, and he said he got an opening. I can do it now.
That's the biggest fucking like gut check right there.
Fucking sweating.
The whole time.
Cold sweat, just fucking nervous.
The dude told me to relax.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, dude, it's okay, man. Like you're here, it's happening. Like, chill out. It's like, all right, cool. Keep it going.
So good.
Question about Tuesday. What made you like? Why was Tuesday the main max out day? Like, what was that because you deadlifted on Monday, so you felt kind of good, or what was it?
I felt the best on Tuesdays.
More active.
I felt a little tighter from deadlifts, but I knew I felt good on Tuesdays from the first attempt because I remember vividly the 12 days out, I hit an 18-minute 1,200 meters, and it was a Tuesday. And that's when I felt the best. I was just on point. I had no breaks. It was easy. That was the day I was the most confident for the first attempt.
I feel really good on Tuesdays too.
I feel awesome on Tuesdays. Yeah. And I think it stems from the front squats to the deadlifts and then the lunges. Feel a little beat up. I don't know.
But more active.
More active. Way more active.
Just another fucking Tuesday. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Did you already have your music on when you said that in the video? No. Okay.
He didn't. No, I think he started it right before.
Oh, that's right. I remember when he started. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking like, did Jake know? Like, was he saying that to himself and it was loud? Or you were just saying it? Okay, that makes sense.
I needed to talk to myself.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Well, because I say that the same type of shit when I go take big squats and meets. Yeah. You know what I mean? Same type of shit to myself. I fucking love that.
How did it also feel to solidify that you're the lunge guy? Because there was like, you know, there's some people on the internet, they were chirping about the lunges. They were trying to basically saying, yeah, oh, hey, we're going to see who lasts longer, like blah, 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 kind of disrespecting the lunges and what you put into it. But how does it feel to know with that, what is it, 23-14?
Yeah.
That you fucking put a fucking dagger in all that shit talking. How's that feel?
It honestly, Cole, it feels amazing.
It should feel amazing.
My lunges right now, the past however many days since post attempt, I said it to Big Mike this morning. He goes, how are your lunges? I said, easy. They literally are easy. And it might be just knowing I have the record, but the past 2 years, knowing I didn't have it,
Yeah.
I don't know. But knowing that I have it now, and now lunges, they just hit different. They really do.
They just hit different when you're the best.
Was it biting at you knowing that you fucking loved and cared about lunges so much that you like wasn't like like you couldn't stamp that I'm the official dude?
You weren't really the lunge guy.
I wasn't.
Instagram.
Yeah.
I honestly felt like a poser. I think I told
you
Tyler
were a
Rose a little
poser.
bit. I was a poser. I was for 2 years.
Straight poser.
Yeah,
But you fucking stuck a dagger in it.
I did. I stuck to it, and I was consistent every day.
Yeah. You know what I love too is that like when I thought I was number one, I really was still number two. And you went and actually did number one all the way. That's good. Pretty awesome.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
you like low-key got fucked though.
Oh yeah, you were there with me.
They schemed. That's a whole fucking scheming bullshit.
I was so pissed, bro, when I woke up that day and it was posted.
We looked at it 3 fucking times.
I said, Cole, it says 695, right? Yeah. 695. All right, I'm only taking half a pound over. That's all I need.
Fucking bullshit.
Do you feel, and this has only been maybe a month? Or 2 weeks ago? How long ago was that?
The 25th of October. So this Tuesday was a week ago.
Yeah. Was that only a week ago?
10 days.
You said a month.
Damn.
Hey, my life's been interesting lately. All right. I know it's shortly after. Okay.
Good talk.
Yeah. Thanks, Danny. My strategy.
Try again.
Do you feel, or will you feel the need to improve that time?
If someone beats it.
That's my question.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll leave it at that.
No, it's good. That's what I want to know.
So you're staying ready. Is your goal? Is like, are you trying to like stay at 220 or
Well,
like what do you want to do?
I actually signed up.
Strategy
I signed up for that powerlifting meet prior to me even submitting my application to break the record.
Yeah.
I signed up for that powerlifting meet early June, maybe.
The only one who got in. You
Yeah.
and John Ramirez.
Yeah. So that was the mindset, was the powerlifting meet. I just couldn't do that September meet because I had something else planned that weekend. So I was like, a couple guys chirping at me like, Jake, why aren't you doing this? I was like, all right, motherfuckers, I'm going to sign up for this and let you know like I'm coming in to train for this. But then you started chirping at me, a couple other guys poking fun about lunges, and I was like, Ben got it, and I said, I gotta
You have
fucking
no
go.
choice.
Ben was chirping at me, so I was like, go for it. You have to.
Yeah.
You said if there's any time, it's now.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah, because the further you get away from Ben getting it, him being here, the more it could be out of mind.
Yeah.
You had to do it while I burned a little.
yeah, for sure.
Well, I was chirping at you whenever we were lunging in the winter. That like you needed to do it again.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think once
Yeah.
again we all knew. I mean, you're fucking built for it too, Jake,
Yeah,
with your
no.
stride and like how much you care about it. It's like it would have been a disservice to yourself if you didn't go do what you just did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm extremely happy I did and grateful, and just honestly, like Joe says, I'm fucking blessed.
For sure.
I was talking to him this morning for a little bit, and he's a good dude, and he rubs off on me a lot. He always says he's blessed. And I told him this morning, I was like, man, look at where the fuck we are right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just grateful to be in here training with these guys. What? Like, come on.
Being present.
Yeah.
It's important.
You have to be.
Yeah.
There's days where everybody leaves. I take forever sometimes, right? I'm a slow mover. And I'm being the only one in here, and I'm just sitting here like, fuck.
Yeah, it's why you appreciate it.
It's
why you get it, bro.
Yeah, I get it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
If you keep yourself in the shape that you are,
I will.
Then good answer. You improving upon it if needed would not be a big deal.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yep. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
I will say, I told you this already. Me losing the weight, the way my body has felt, is just, it makes me feel so good because I've had surgery on my right shoulder, my left shoulder, my right knee. I just told you, I just pulled my medical records.
Yeah.
And this is the best my shoulders have felt post-surgery, and I had them, my first one when I was 16.
Yeah.
So to feel the way I feel right now, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to Jake Emery, all these guys, about what I can do to open up my lat, just everything. Because I want to get better and make my body feel better. And with that, I'm even starting to feel stuff in my hips because it stems from my knee surgery, and I need to do some research on what exactly happened because my shit's fucked up. My shit's way fucked up. And it probably has something to do with a lot of the driving I do, which is fine, and I choose to do that. But I even removed my floor mat in my truck because that extra padding raised my heel another inch. So I was like, let's see what happens if I remove it and see what happens in my hip, in my foot. I don't even drive with shoes on.
Yeah, conjugate driving.
It is. I got a softball, a baseball, a lacrosse ball, and one of my 2.5-pound little plates in my center console.
This when you know you're serious.
When I'm driving and I know I'm driving on a straightaway, it's country road or whatever, I'm fucking digging into my seat with the lacrosse ball. I got my massage gun.
So that's how you become a world record holder when you're that serious.
I'm stopping at rest areas because I'm getting tight. I'm walking around. I'm stretching. Like, I'm doing everything.
You know, this something just kind of hit me. We talk a lot about finance, family stuff, you know, money, whatever. But if I know that in your, let's call it like family tree, there's been some people over time that have had some like weight problems, right?
Yes.
And even you, maybe as a kid, I think you.
1,000,000%.
Okay. So it's like
I was the fat kid. I got called fat.
Well, there you go.
Growing up,
So talk about now. You take yourself to this physical level as you sit in this chair right now. You're a week off of a world record. You see, obviously you were a good athlete too. You played, you know, college basketball, but you're seeing what's physically, like you're seeing yourself in the mirror looking way closer to what Tyler Galbraith looks like. Yeah. That's fucking fact.
Yeah.
So it's like that then changes some things, right? Yeah. Family that's around you, people that know you, like it's a different kind of potential family tree change when now like one of the leaders in the Holland family looks and acts and operates the way that you do. Yep. And I think that that's also a really big key. Yeah. So maybe talk about what that could potentially mean for you.
I had that conversation with Joe this morning.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't know that. Yeah.
I really did. I said, Joe, I grew up with a ice cream, fast food type carport joint in my family. My parents ran a business called the Dairy Barn. You pull up to a carport, somebody will come walk out to you, take your order, bring out your food, ice cream, icebergs, hard ice cream, you name it, it was in there. So from the minute I was a baby until I was a senior in high school, that's when they sold it. I could walk in that place and get an ice cream cone and just walk out. Yeah. And I did it. I got plenty of pictures growing up of me just sitting at that place, eating ice cream, whatever you name it. I would eat a whole bottle of ketchup with chicken strips and fries. A whole bottle.
Kind of sounds amazing, don't it, Trey?
Oh, it was great. Yeah. Growing up, it was great. But, yeah, I think I told you this a while ago, too. Like, you talk about changing things in your family. And what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to change the health aspect of it. Because we have had health issues. We got a little bit of obesity and some diabetes running the family. So I'm definitely trying to do that. And I think I have. And I continue to try and improve on that as much as I can. So.
Definitely took on the unicorn for your friends and family. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I'm pretty fucking
try my best every day. Just try to constantly learn and see what I can do to help. I mean, I have a cousin-in-law now who's a gymnast, and she's asking me questions about exercises. And I told you this morning. I was like, why is she asking me? I mean, I have no like certification or anything, but again, I'm learning from the best. So.
Certified dog.
Yeah, literally straight from the fucking like track, basically.
Yeah.
Instead of the streets, it's a track.
It's a track.
And certified by Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah. But again, I got to be confident in myself and what I've learned so far the past 3 years from you and the guys and everybody around me. So.
And just your own fucking time involved, bro. Like that's how you become an expert. Yeah. Like you're an expert because you spent so many hours executing at this level. You know, that's why like even not being the quote unquote best squatter in the world, but like I spent so much time doing it.
The reps, you always
say. Oh
it.
My gosh, you know what I mean? Just like for 3 years, every fucking day, and you just pick up on so many things because you're literally. That's what I'm gonna start doing on some other stuff. Like you just got to spend time involved, and people kind of miss that a lot.
Yeah.
So
and we always have to change the lunges. Some people might think like it's the same rep every time, but if you really think about it, each rep is different because your foot could be off 3 inches this way and you're going to hit a different muscle in your hip this way, or you could cross your body, which is what you showed us a while ago, knees over toes. Wide sumo stance is what I've kind of learned, like that helps me open up my hips close. I'm constantly changing it. I'm not doing my normal stride that I'm going to do for my attempt every time. I hardly ever do that. It's on a Tuesday because that's my max effort work. So go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, the way that I would think that you feel right now, like Jake Holland's never the same.
No
guy.
Nope.
After
I literally feel I do feel different. My confidence has gone up for sure.
Has to.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's been great.
So what is your like? I don't know. I'm just thinking about like what your wife thinks of you. Like Like, does she think you're
These
like
are always fun questions.
Does she think you're like a psycho, or did she used to think you were a psycho and now you're
or
not?
like
or is
Fabio, sex machine?
or she just like can't keep her hands off.
Daddy.
Shout out,
Shout out, Brittany.
Shout out Brittany.
Yeah, pull that clip.
Hey, she started following me. We follow each other now.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Brittany.
Shout out.
Good.
Does she lunge?
No, she doesn't.
What'd she tell people at
did
work? Did she tell people at work, I don't lunge, don't ask me?
So our sales director told everybody in the group, was like, hey, if you don't help out Brittany, like we're going to send Brittany's husband out to like hound you, like, and sent the post in the Slack channel.
That's amazing.
Crossed off the motherfucker after 4 a.m. crew, which is fine. Yeah, he goes, this dude's been fucking lunging so long, and so to see that come from him was pretty cool.
That's cool.
But no, she doesn't lunge. I talked to her about it, and it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress, but yeah, she's just. I mean, we've been together almost 7 years now, so she's been with me since day one.
Crazy supportive, bro.
Oh, super supportive. I mean, I had literally, like, if we go home to Michigan, I got to say, what time are we starting things in the day? Because I got to know what time I got to wake up to get my lunges in.
Yeah.
I got to wake up earlier than everybody to make sure I get them in, because I'm never not going to do them in the morning.
Yeah.
Always in the morning. There's been a few situations, like I had a wedding in Detroit back in July where I woke up and just drove home and then hit them because I knew I was going to be at a track instead of downtown Detroit. I'm not trying to do lunges downtown Detroit. So
Yeah, that's fair.
I did them in downtown Chicago one time. It was kind of cool.
Right in the
Like
street?
just straight down the street. Yeah. And it was real early, so there was no one out.
Right.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
And the reason why I asked you about the confidence thing is coming from a kid that was overweight and then seeing what you look like literally this morning, being able to accomplish something like that, hopefully going to a lead in your family for all of this. I tweeted yesterday, but my godfather King, his name is King O'Toole, which is an amazing name. He's fucking Irish.
His name is King?
Yeah,
That is
King O'Toole.
fucking
You mentioned this the
awesome.
last time I was on.
Yeah.
I remember.
So, because you had King Holland in your name
Yes.
forever, right? But he said something to my mom when they were on the phone the other day, because he's always he's a kind of a smaller dude, but he always has carried himself like real confident. And he said something to mom. He said, I never thought I was better than anyone else, but I always thought I was just as good. And I think when you can raise your confidence up from being a kid that's being called fat, basically, to be able to accomplish something like this, it's not that you're going to ever walk in a room, and I know you don't think this about yourself, that you think you're better than people, right?
Yeah.
But now there's no reason for one fucking second you should ever think anyone's better than you.
Yeah, I
Because,
appreciate that.
I mean, most people should think that, but especially when you go through a cycle and accomplish something like this. And I think that I've always kind of had that mentality after I got a few business wins that I was like, I'm not supposed to be here, and I am. So why should I discount myself compared to this person? I'm just as good.
Yeah.
But I think that obviously that's a fight with everybody. That's why I'm so that's why the confidence book, that's why I'm intrigued by that whole thing, because I think it literally runs your world.
Yeah.
And so when you can commit to something, there's accountability, there's drive, there's all these factors, there's all these things in place, and you can get it over the edge. You should never be different, and you shouldn't feel bad about that either, right?
Yeah, and I always have felt bad, and I'll give you a quick story. I remember at our work Christmas party, I was talking to a former coworker, and we were talking about squatting, lunging, and I was getting excited, getting worked up, and I was starting to show her pictures and videos, and I'm thinking like, I shouldn't be doing this. Like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And I talked to my wife about it. I was like, I always feel bad talking about lifting because that's what we do,
Yeah.
That's what I want to talk about. But of
course.
people can't relate to that, what we do in a certain aspect, right?
Sure.
So, but I'm going to start talking about it more. I mean, part of me was sometimes when I go into a work situation and we start shooting the shit, I kind of want to be like, I've lunged this so many days in a row.
Oh, I try to get to it as fast as you can.
Yeah, I never have.
Yeah.
Not once.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think, look, when I would have certain business situations, even in the MP days, I'd be in corporate stuff, right? Which I would feel kind of out of place because that's not really my jam.
yeah.
But I would immediately get the respect of every CEO, entrepreneur, as soon as they knew where I came from.
Yeah.
I would try to get to that. That was my thing, right? Because they could not respect it. I'm sitting in this boardroom clearly selling millions of dollars of product.
Yeah.
And I was in the coal mine less than 10 years ago. Like, there's something about certain things that you accomplish that make you that if you get there in an organic way, it's never a bad thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, and I know that I would never, it would always end up there. And sometimes I might even like push it there because I knew how people would feel different.
Yeah.
And they always did. And they always will when they know, fuck, this guy's a Guinness Book World Record holder. You got to do it in a non-fashion where it feels like you're just coming out the gate, punch them in the throat.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. No.
But there is a strategy to people understanding that they know what they're going to get when they deal with you. I mean, that's
Cole's made a couple comments about that too to me. Something about writing a book or about the whole process. And say you go into a business meeting and right before you leave, oh hey, hang on a second. Here's a copy of my book about me breaking the Guinness World Record 1 mile lunge walks. Take a look at it.
I mean, it's like a fucking business card that, you know, like people can't really argue with, bro.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. So cool. You should leverage that for sure. You guys got anything else?
One other thing.
Please.
That when you're talking about like when you're growing up and stuff, like you were called like the fat kid or whatever, I can totally relate to that one.
Yeah.
So like, just like as you grew up, as you joined Corgi Fitness, moved here, everything, like are there any like certain instances that like stick out to you that you kind of use as like motivation to like stay fucking yoked? Because like I mean, I could think of a few like in my like, you know, upbringing and stuff like that.
Danny, give us a few.
Yeah.
Well, the one that immediately comes to mind was actually when I stopped playing baseball at Capitol.
Okay.
And I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was literally my fucking head coach at the banquet. Like, and he made like a comment about like me being overweight or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, I swear, and like literally in front of everybody. And I'm like, well, what do I say? Like, I can't. What am I gonna do? Just fucking like.
Like he literally threw the comment at you.
Yeah, like he was like trying to be like lighthearted about it, but it like came out like delivery was terrible.
Damn.
And
Call
like
you fucking
like,
muffin top or something?
Well, even like one of my teammates or whatever came out to, he's like, I can't believe you fucking said that.
Damn, that sucks.
And what was crazy, a couple years later, I was like at a country concert at the Old Crew Stadium or something, and I saw the same teammate, and then he hadn't seen me since.
And I was fucking
yoked up, and then he's like, yeah, man, he have shit to say now, doesn't he?
Yeah. How good did that feel?
Oh, yeah.
That next drink of beer at the country concert tastes real good.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. But anyway, that was one that kind of like stood out to me.
But once again, those are things like what did David Goggins say? Put in the cookie bank or whatever, cookie jar, right?
Keep reaching.
But they're always going to be there, and like that's like, it's always like kind of in the back of your mind. You're like, yeah, I'm never ever going back to that version of me.
Dude, I remember people making fun of my car in high school, just straight making fun of it because I had no door handles that work, and my dad had that pipe bomb on the outside that was my door handle.
That's amazing.
It was unbelievable. He thought it was the greatest invention of all time. You know what, Corey? I'm tired of these door handles breaking. Yeah, motherfucker, me too. But I'm tired when I got to get gas and I got to get in through the fucking rear passenger door. I ain't getting no chicks that way.
Some fucking Bill Nye shit.
So then he's like, let me use this dog chain and put it on the inside and put a pipe bomb on the outside and you just pull it out. Are you fucking joking me? Dude, it's just say, yeah. So, like, those are things you got to think. So, yeah, when I'm walking up and my rolls just opens up because I know it's got my key in the pocket, I'm cool. I'm like, okay, go ahead and do that for me. Thank you. Go ahead, Jake.
I don't have a situation like that, like somebody calling me fat where it's stuck with me all the time.
Yeah.
But I would more say the 6 months I lived in Lansing. I used to live in Lansing, Michigan, worked for a facility, had a couple ice rinks, 50,000 square foot turf field. So situation went down there, but just that overall time, I was training with one of my best friends that's still up in my wedding. He went to Michigan State. He was living there. And I would drive to his house, pick him up, and go to an apartment complex that he knew he had access to and use their apartment complex weight room. It was the size of, I don't know, this corner.
Yeah.
There's just a couple weights here. They had a sauna. We would jump in the sauna for 10 minutes, bang out a couple arms, chest, just a quick little pump. Nothing serious. It was apartment complex weight room. So we would sneak in and then dip out. It was the wake your ass up. That's when I was doing the wake your ass up snap too.
That's hilarious.
So that just like that whole time living in Lansing is where I was not really training. I was trying to get into it again. And then the situation with work, it just all of that just kind of stemmed into moving to Grand Rapids with my wife and joining the website. She was doing her thing. There's a time where she would wake up before me and say, "Are you going to get up?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm going to hit the snooze button today."
Whoa.
I'll be the first to say it. Yeah.
Damn. Who told you about the website, Jake?
Well, so a friend of mine put me on back in 2014 to the Muscle Farm and the products, the workouts. But what got me back on the website, I continue to follow you for a long time, but I honestly can't remember exactly, other than seeing your promo for those shoes I told you yesterday.
Yeah, for the old fucking Chucks that we had at Max.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So
that's what got him in.
The OG ones?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Out of all things.
Those are vintage, man. If you got a pair of those, you might as well hang them up.
Yeah.
Hang them up.
That's so funny.
So Brittany was really dialed in. She was doing great, and I was like, I got to do something too. And I started following Max, and I was like, I need to do something about my swag, and shit was bad. I was like, I'm gonna start wearing these Chucks.
Yeah.
To the gym.
I'm gonna be a power lifter.
Yes, I'm gonna be a power lifter.
Fuck yeah.
It didn't fucking fit.
Because we didn't make them that big.
No. So, but yeah, that was my introduction to Max and jumping on the website. So I'm going all in. I didn't do the lunges until 6 weeks into the tent.
Good.
I was doing a former HIIT workout. It was great, but just not lunges.
They're all great. They're just not lunges.
Yeah. I remember vividly a guy I used to train with. I told him this morning. He played football at Ferris State, D2, and he was yoked up. He walked in one morning and said, Jake, there's a staircase in Grand Rapids that's like 10 stories high up a huge hill. It's super intense. Really good workout. He goes, yeah, I drove by. It was 5 a.m, February in Michigan, in Grand Rapids. Super cold. Yeah, somebody was running those this morning. And I was doing lunges in the back room like this, doing circles for 30 minutes. And 20 steps around would get me a circle. And I was like, fuck, I'm being a little bitch. I need to go outside. So ever since something clicked in my head, I even texted him that yesterday. I was like, man, I'll never forget you basically calling me out, saying you're being a little bitch going in the back room doing circles when this person's outside in February in Michigan. So I went outside. There was days, so I used to live across the street from a track, Briggs Park, and it would take me longer to shovel 100 meters than it would to lunge 800.
Fucking love it. Certified dog maker.
I have one last question.
Please.
Do you think
I got nowhere to be.
Do you
You're
think
good.
there was any significant impact from your first attempt of having the handlebar mustache to now having a clean face? Because those pictures of the old handlebar mustache
Pretty
I
epic.
look completely different.
epic.
Yeah.
Was there any impact on that?
No, that'll never come back.
Oh, okay.
I know you guys want me to bring it back.
I'm pushing for a comeback.
I
on
only
that.
came with in one day with one of those. Fucking Cole loved it.
Dude, it's all time. That was an all-time day.
I just rolled in with it.
That was great.
Cole's like, his eyes just got big.
I think
The
the only way
pump
that
Yeah.
comes back is if I cut my hair. So that kind of vice versa. I shave the face, long hair.
Are you going for like the Nard Robinson look, or is that what you're going for? Or what?
Nah, I'm just chilling with my hair.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Brittany braids it for me, so it's cool.
It's good bonding time.
All right, Jake. Well, where can everybody find you on social media? What's your handle?
Yeah, what is it? What is it?
The lunge guy.
Oh!
Yep.
The Lunge Guy 69.
Listen, super proud of you, dude. Pumped to see what you're gonna do over the next couple of years in powerlifting. Yeah, I don't know. You're just a whole different cat than the day you walked in here.
Yeah.
So, but once again, like there can be all the resources are out there. But I think unless you do all of those things, you put yourself in uncomfortable situations. You put yourself out there. It didn't work the first time. You have all these things in your life that are meaningful to keep you motivated. Like all of these strategies, it takes all of it. It takes the support. It takes all of it to accomplish things like this. And so people need to, I think, be mindful of that. And I think you did a great job of executing, displaying, sharing it. So appreciate it.
No, I appreciate that, Corey.
Hell yeah. All right, Roundtable Podcast. Corey G, Small Arms Danny, at Trey Speed, and the graphic gangster himself, Cole Susak. Jake Holland is awesome. We out of here.